All right, what's up, everybody? Christopher Leon Johnson here. So, I'm heading to the city, back to the city, and I want to make a quick video about this. And I hope that people understand my stance on this stuff about the situation with the NYPD and their criminalization of Deliveristas heading to the city right now. The criminalization of Deliveristas. I try my best to make up this point at the city council hearings. And the thing is that the issue is that the city council only gives peak people 2 minutes to speak, so you really can't break this down correctly as much you want it with the 2 minutes, because myself, I'm a busy person and I'm really busy. And the issue is that unless you're in person, you have a better leverage, you have bigger leverage with testifying in person versus testifying on Zoom, because Zoom, they can just mute you anytime they want to mute you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Versus if you're in person, you could raise your voice so the order could pick it up, the city council order could pick it up. So I don't make this clear, and I really want to make this clear because I know there's people, they're upset about me because, oh, Chris, why you standing next to the Deliverista, why you standing with them and supporting their fight against the NYPD when it comes to the criminalization of Deliveristas. Now, let me make this clear, right? And I spoke to a few people, I spoke to a couple of my friends, and I told them, look, they actually thanked me for coming out today and show my support to their fight. And I told them, I said, look, I don't agree with everything you guys do, but I agree with what you guys doing right now, because this is something that myself, and I'm a black man that lives not that far back. I think you can see the building from my house. You can't see, but I live not that far from where I'm walking right now. And my district is the 41st City Council District, and which is the 41st City Council District and the 55th State Assembly District, which is basically Darley Mealy and Latrice Walker. And I live in the poorest district in the state, the poorest district in the city. I think it's the poorest district in the city, to be exact. The poorest district in Brooklyn, to be exact. But at the same time, this is where I live. That's where I live. I live in this neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. And you got to understand that I'm black, and I'm proud of being black. So at the same time, I'll make this clear, right? And I've said this many times, and I'll say this right now because this is my video. I can say what I want. That look, if you never ever got a summons to go to any of these courthouses, or even like a criminal summons to go to a courthouse. I got a red ticket before for jumping the turnstile. The red ticket, like a pink ticket. I got a pink ticket for jumping the turnstile. And a pink ticket means that you got to go to court. If you get a pink ticket from the NYPD for jumping the turnstile or breaking an infraction inside the MTA subway system, you have to go to court. Now, if you get arrested in Midtown, you go to Midtown Community Court. But if you get arrested anywhere beyond Midtown, that's not Midtown, you got to go to 100 Century Street. Or they be more lenient, they'll tell you to go 1 Century Street, right? So, what happens is that if you ever go to these courthouses and have to sit through some summons bullshit, and I think summons is bullshit in the first place, that the majority of people that are there waiting to get called for summons are black and Latino. That's the truth. If you're a white person, and if you're white or Asian, you have to understand that the majority of people that are going to be there are black and Latino. To the average person, they don't understand that. But for a person that's really involved in trying to do the right thing and fight for equity for all races, including blacks and Latinos, they go through the most. Thus, the majority of the people that are waiting to get that's there for summons. And it's sad. Why is it black and Latinos only being targeted by the NYPD for summonses? Yeah, we all know why, because it's hard for them to fight back. Blacks and Latinos doesn't have the amount of equity and power like the whites and Asians will do. Asian does. Keep that 100%. So I want to make this clear that, look, if you never ever got a summons to go to court, and you never ever have to sit in those dusty ass chairs and have your name wait to be called, then you will never understand the strain and pain of getting a summons and have to take out the whole day to answer a bullshit summons. Majority of the time, those summonses go through. And a lot of people, they can't afford to pay those summonses. So you know what happens if they can't afford to pay? They either are going to get their wages garnished. I got my wages garnished for summonses. I got my taxes garnished for summonses that I didn't pay. I couldn't pay, but I got my wages garnished. I got my wages garnished. I got my wages garnished. I got my taxes garnished. I got a lot of things garnished because of that. Or you might get a summons. You might get a warrant for your arrest. And a lot of people, they don't know the real feeling of going to jail. They don't know the real feeling of going to jail. So it's just certain a lot of things that people don't understand, that unless you've been in those shoes, you will never understand of like why I care about this stuff. I really care. It's not about like, oh, I don't like what TA's doing. I don't care about what I care about what they do. But let's say I don't like what TA's doing. All right, I'm back here again. Sorry about that. My phone unfortunately got powered full. So I gotta delete my shit and whatever. So I hope I'm gonna try to repeat this again. So look. Back to the summons thing, right? People don't understand. Like I said, unless you be on that other side of the shoe, you will never understand of how it feels to get a summons and have to go take out your whole day to answer a bullshit summons. Now, let me keep it real, right? I say, look, and I say many times in city council hearings, like, look, at the city council hearings, like, look, I'm saying it right now, but I'll say it here because I have more time. I have no time to say what I say what the fuck I'm gonna say now. Is that, look, unless you're a celebrity, like a celebrity or a politician, when you go to those courthouses to answer a bullshit summons, you have to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, that's the mandated time that you have to be there to answer a bullshit summons at 9 o'clock in the morning. You have to get there at 9 o'clock in the morning. You have to wait in a long-ass line. You have to be searched by the court officers. You have to give your ticket to the court officers. And unless there's like a celebrity that's on that calendar, or there's a politician that's on that calendar, you might not be seen. You might not be able to hear the first call up until about 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Then after that, you have to wait till your name get called. Now, there's no guarantee that your name will be called in that calendar that day. So you know what happens? You gotta go back the next day. And that's what happens. Then you have to understand that, look. Not only that, you have to, you might have to deal with people that have summonses, right? I mean, that have bench warrants. And you know what happens is that the court will always prioritize bench warrants over the regular people that got a summons and have to show up that same day. So it happens to a lot of people. It happens to me too. So you understand that there's a lot of fuck shit that goes on in these courts that has to really be stopped. So like I said, going forward with this comment, I gotta merge these two videos. But going forward with this situation, is that look, with the Deliveristas, they go through a lot of things. And like I said, people might get mad. I don't give a shit what they think. They can get mad what they want. I don't give a fuck. Look, I don't give a shit. Because look, they can get mad what they want, right? Look, the people that don't like what I'm saying about things, I don't give a fuck. Because until I don't get on my knees for cops. I don't suck their dick. I don't do none of that type of shit. I stand on my own thing. Let's keep that real. So going forward, like I said, look, these guys and gals, the Deliveristas should never ever go through what they're going through. They should never ever go what they're going through. Ever go what they're going through. Never ever ever go what they're going through. Right? And like I said, it'll be sad that if somebody like yourself or your family order some pills, order some medicine, and they won't be able to order it. They can't get it because they got the people that they trying to deliver your shit got a summons to the point that these guys get arrested because a lot of these guys have a language barrier and they don't want a ticket, and all hell breaks loose. So you got to understand that. Look, you got to understand that. It's some bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. And like I said, I don't give a fuck. You're my worst enemy. I will never want you to get a criminal summons from a cop and then you gotta take your whole day out to go to court. I don't wish that on nobody. It's fucking horrible. That should not be happening at all. Let's keep that buck. Let's keep that a real. So I'll make this clear. I gotta go uptown to the city, do some business in the city. And I'm in Brooklyn right now, heading to the train station. Just gotta extend my video because the other video got full. But it just shouldn't be happening at all to anybody. It shouldn't be happening at all to anybody, like I said. And like I said, on the 30th of this month, May 30th, 2025, I will be at City Hall. I will be at, not City Hall. I will be at Union Square Park and riding down with the people on Friday to show my support and solidarity with them. Because like I said, I don't give a fuck if you like Transall or don't like Transall, or you like LDU or you don't like LDU. You like Worker Justice Project, you don't like Worker Justice Project. Nobody should be going through this stuff. It's fucking horrible. Nobody should be going through this shit because it shouldn't be happening to anybody. It shouldn't be happening to anybody. But we don't know what's going on. They were right today at the rally. They said, look, this mayor, Eric Leroy Adams, is best told in the trunk. So this is what it is. Just want to log off. I got to get on this train. And take care. Happy Wednesday. See you on the 30th.